The following is a recreated video and audio log found on an abandoned base after a Thargoid revenant attack. The video and audio has been reconstructed and may contain some glitches. With the salvage components in my possession, carefully gathered and stored on the bench in the command center, I knew it was time to embark on the final leg of the mission. The repairs of the radar dish were within reach, and I had to make my way back to the dish without alerting the Thargoids. The Cyclops continued its ominous patrol, its massive form casting its shadow over the base. Its groans echoed through the air, a constant reminder of the impending threat. I took a deep breath and got myself ready for the task ahead. Navigating back up the base, I avoided the Thargoid search drones, the piercing beams crisscrossing over the stairs and the rooftops, but I remained hidden, utilizing the shadows and available cover to my advantage. Every step I took, every moment I made, was calculated to minimize my risk of detection. The journey back to the radar dish felt exhilarating and nerve-wracking. I clutched the components tightly, my mind focused on the task at hand. Each passing moment brought me closer to my salvation, but the Thargoids remained an ever-present threat, their imposing presence a constant reminder of the danger I faced. Arriving at the radar dish, I surveyed the area, ensuring it was fully clear of Thargoid drones before I started. The damaged structure awaited my attention, its silent plea for restoration. With steady hands and unwavering determination, I began integrating the rest of the components, carefully repairing it. I worked feverishly, my mind and movements precise and efficient. The Thargoid Cyclops' distant groans and occasional scans sent shivers down my spine, but I refused to let fear hinder my progress. Each connection I made, each repair I completed, brought me one step closer to re-establishing communication and summoning help. As I repaired the radar dish, it emitted its resolute SOS signal. I couldn't help but feel a surge of hope. The Thargoid Cyclops' response grew more pronounced, its enigmatic sounds indicating that it was acknowledging the distress call was getting stronger. I knew the final step was to send out the full burst and wait for a response, but I had to remain vigilant. With the repairs complete, I retraced my steps back down into the command center, leaving the radar dish behind me and navigating through the base once again. Avoiding the drone's searchlights became second nature, their presence a threat, but I was becoming used to it. I carefully replaced any spare components back on the bench. My resources were now consolidated and my chances of success improved. However, there was a lot of work still to be done. I scanned the command center, my mind racing with the next steps. I needed to send the distress signal, but I also had to remain hidden, evading the Thargoid Cyclops and its drones until help arrived. Time was of the essence, and I knew I had to stay focused, resourceful, and above all, silent in the face of this threat. In the command building, I walked up to the main console and started powering up the radar dish. As it gained full power, a deafening roar reverberated through the base, originating from the Cyclops overhead. The ground shook beneath me and I could feel the vibrations resonating in my bones. The presence of the giant ship seemed to trigger a chain reaction, sending the Thargoid drones into a frenzy. In a chaotic swarm, the drones converged on the command center, their yellow searchlights piercing the darkness. The air crackled with the acrid smell of their acidic lasers as they unleashed a barrage of destructive energy upon the exterior walls. The once secure sanctuary that I was in now became a target of their relentless assault. Driven by instinct and desperate need to protect the dish, I made my way to a side door and hastily aimed my L6 rocket launcher at the incoming drones. I fired off several rockets in a desperate attempt to intercept them. Explosions rocked the area as the rockets found their targets, taking down a few drones, but the swarm remained relentless. Amidst the chaos, I realized the futility of my efforts. The drones' relentless onslaught overwhelmed my defenses. Their coordinated attacks became too much to withstand, and I watched in dismay as they fired balls of pulsing yellow explosive goo, impacting the dish with devastating force. The dish, a symbol of hope and potential salvation, crumbled under the assault, disintegrating into a mass of twisted metal and shattered dreams. The destruction was complete, leaving me in stunned silence as the Thargoid drones shivered, roared, and then regrouped and resumed their patrols as if nothing had happened. Defeat weighed heavily upon me, but I refused to succumb. The situation had grown dire, and now, more than ever, I needed to find an alternative solution. With the radar dish reduced to rubble, my chances of communication and rescue dwindled. Hopefully part of the signal had gotten out. As the Thargoid Cyclops' groans faded and it moved off into the distance,